I'm Allie. I do percussion and flute and vocals.
I'm Trevor. I play guitar and do some of the knob turning kind of stuff.
Cool.
I'm Jaclyn. I play keyboards and sing. I guess the positives would be it's easy to work together because we've been doing it our whole life. So that's pretty, it was just a easy collaboration, and we kind of know how to finish each other's musical sentences pretty easily. Negatives, we can fight like siblings.
I guess because it's like so easy to communicate, and I think like you're able to, that's like on one end it's really good, and then on the other, because it's so easy to communicate, you end up just saying a lot of things that, you know.
You don't hold back.
Yeah, you don't
So it's extreme in the negative and positives.
Yeah.
Because when we just get at it, we get at it.
Okay. You're based in Toronto and Montreal? Like you said you're in different cities?
Yeah.
So who lives where?
I live in Montreal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and they live in Toronto.
In Toronto. How do you work that with the band living in two cities? How do you deal with that?
Well, usually like we won't have like band practice like every week like other bands would, but if we have a show coming up or something, I'll come down, or they'll come down to Montreal depending on where it is. A couple days before the show, we'll have practice and kind of get into the groove of things then.
Like when we're writing, like when we're like deciding to work on new material, we'll like go up to Montreal for a week, or she'll come down here for a week, and we'll just
spend some time.
Yeah, or we'll go away to like a cottage or something,
Yeah.
focus, and then once it's kind of figured out, we'll get together like 2 to 3 days before shows in either city and just jam it out.
Cool. That's awesome.
I don't know if maybe they get it the way that we get it, but I think everybody takes from it something really great, and they have their own interpretation. Like I don't think anybody could possibly understand anyone's music the way that the
person creating
creators do,
it,
because that would just be too amazing of a match, right? But like it's interesting how certain people have commented on our music or our beats and what they felt from it, and sometimes it's like, oh great, it's like that's amazing, or like, whoa, like medieval electro.
We got that one.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you think our music's medieval, but in some weird way, like I guess they can kind of understand.
And the coolest thing is like, because I guess sometimes like people always look for like a frame of reference to be like, oh, you sound like this and that. But it sounds like it's fun with us because people aren't being like, you sound like this band, you sound like this band. They'll like, you sound like, and they'll like name an experience. So, like we'll get the medieval electro, but like sometimes we'll be like, you sound like this time I went down to the park on mushrooms, and it was like I was in the woods and I was on mushrooms. Like, cool.
We get a lot of like psychedelic trip, like relations.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've sort of branded our music as shaman beats.
Yeah.
It just makes sense from everything that we've been pulling together.
For us, but people will put us into any category that they like see fit, I guess.
Yeah. Sometimes I tell people just really quickly, on the street, like without getting into it, because it's a personal experience, and it's so much more than a classification. Sometimes I'll just explain to people that we make dance music, quickly, because we do, in a sense. It's all about dance and rhythm or music, and we love to dance to it, and having this beat and dancing is such a important part of the music. So I say that a lot, but we say lots of things depending on like who we're talking to or what the vibe is.
Yeah.
You
the medieval thing was pretty.
One time a girl reviewed our show, and she was like, "This is what I got from Doomsquad show," and it was a blank piece of paper that she photographed and put on her blog. I think it had a line in it.
Medieval electro dinner lute. That's like there were
Yeah.
4 words,
And
they were
it
all,
was like blank, and then she was like, so here. And we
She's
were
like, I could tell you about it, or I could just show you my notes. And so she just took a picture of her notes, and there were 4 words. It was like medieval electro dinner lute, dinner theater lute.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
yeah.
That's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No,
I'll
it was
take it.
great.
Well, Doom Squad's definitely a project, just as much as it is a band. We, all 3 of us, Doom Squad, does art installations as well. We work in film and dance. So I think like a lot of our music is getting a lot of attention right now, but it would be nice if other aspects of the project, Doom Squad, got attention as well.
Yeah. Like, yeah, we look at it as an art project. So I think, like, you know, well, who knows where we'll go from here, but, like, it's not, we're not trying to necessarily follow the course of, like, a regular band. We're, like, we'll keep putting out records. Like, you know, we might do something else next time. I don't know.
Yeah. Our dad's a musician,
okay.
and so we
He's a
definitely get
drummer.
a drummer, yeah. So we get a lot of influence from him, and our mom's a photographer too, and so there's a lot of like support in our family of trying to
And then, like,
branch out and do other
we all went to
things.
art school. Like, she studied dance, I studied film, and she studied visual art. So
that's
at,
really
at
cool.
university. So
All
like,
different cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
EP will be in a week or 2
Okay.
weeks, June 25th.
Yeah,
Is it titled or?
It's just self-titled.
Self-titled, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and it's being put out through like Artificial
Okay.
Records and
Yep.
Hand Drawn Dracula.
Cool.
It's good digital, yeah.
And
Cool.
then Hand Draw's doing the LP.
Nice, and that's coming later in the year.
September.
September. Okay,
Yeah.
great. And where did they, when you created them, did they have themes, or like when you were pulling those projects, or the actual EP and the album, are they different, or are they sort of one leads to the other? Like, how did you put that together?
Well, the EP kind of just came together last minute. It was more like the album was something we'd been working on for a long time. Like by the time it comes out, it'll have been like 2 years since because we made it all ourselves, like at first, you know. Yeah. So, but then the EP was kind of just like we wanted to get something out quick. So 2 of the songs on the EP are on the album.
Okay.
And then we did a cover of Riders on the Storm by the Doors, and we weren't sure what we were going to do with that. And then when this whole, we kind of joined with Hand Drawn Dracula and stuff, they were like, "Oh yeah, we can try to get the rights for that and put it out." So then that became the EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on that. And the album, I guess the theme was us really discovering our music. Yes, like that's what the album theme is, I guess. We were just discovering the rhythm, and I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know.
Let's see.
It was 2 years putting it out, so it was
Good answer, Chuck.
there's no real theme, I guess.
We went up to a cottage, and it was just like, it kind of was like,
Learning.
it's named after the place where our cottage is, and a lot of like the music, a lot of like just the years going up to that cottage informed our music. So it was kind of just like an ode to that land. Yes.
It's not fully named after. We changed the name of the place a little bit. Just to,
Yeah. Calabogie is where the land is.
Okay.
and,
Calaboogie is the record.
yeah.
Oh, really?
That's
Oh,
the
right.
name
Okay,
of
I
the
did
record.
see that.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
see the name, and I didn't.
It's also like
That's
this
cool.
joke in our family too. Every time we go up, we always just like have a good time. So it's like Calaboogie.
Yeah, our cousins.
Yeah.
They gave us that.
We already have like 4 videos
Oh,
like made for songs on the album, and I think we'd like to keep trying more, like
Release them
Yeah.
when the album comes out.
Nice.
with like all bunch of different filmmakers from all over the city.
That's cool.
Yeah, all different. They're going to be so diverse because we've just been working with filmmakers that have a completely different way of
Making
making art and playing with sound and imagery.
Yeah.
So they'll be like quite diverse, but all really, really talented upcoming filmmakers, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I think maybe our introduction to their hand-drawn tribe of people, which are so amazing, was possibly through Owen Pallet.
And Leon.
And Leon.
Because we asked him for his advice to help us to find a producer for our album. And Owen recommended Leon, who's done Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
He plays in Dusted. He works with Austra, Bruce Peninsula. So Owen gave us Leon, who's in the hand-drawn community, and then
Leon made the record. Like we gave him this kind of
Leon was amazing.
this raw thing we recorded up at a cottage, and he just made it sound amazing. So he co-produced that with us.
And then we had someone else work on it.
Yeah. And then so through him, I think it kind of ended up in the hands of
He
James
got us
and Josh.
connections, and
Yeah.
he brought them to a show, I think, is maybe what happened.
Yeah.
I think we did it. We like the whole thing. Like it all started as like a joke. Like she was going to school in Vancouver, and we came out for summer, and we had just our friends were putting on like a coffee house show, and we were like, yeah, let's do something. And it was like at the time it was like total like Carter family folk music, like just really kind of
Sandpaper cheese grater,
gospel-y,
Homemade instruments.
ukulele, like and
REP was called Die.
Yeah.
It was
So
just like whatever.
So I think we did it as like an ironic thing, because I don't know how, like we had some friends that called themselves the Doom Squad, and they were just like, they used it as like they just felt like they were cursed in life. So and like we were like making really happy, kind of fun
And
family
we're
folk
family,
music.
so like squad kind of works.
Yeah, so we just decided to be ironic, I guess. But we didn't think that the name would ever have to stick this long. Like I think we were just like, oh, for this coffee house, we'll just call ourselves Doom Squad, and we'll just be like this family, cute little family folk band.
Yeah.
And then somehow just.
Because like, what
The
else
name
would you
took
name
over.
a family band, right? Like Doom Squad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's great.
We just kind of jam out and pick up things and play, and then the songs develop.
But I also think like we went to what we know best. Like she's like trained on piano, and I'm familiar with guitar a lot, and she plays like a lot of like flute and wind instruments, and she's always been really good at drumming. So I think that was it. And then we just kind of mix a lot, but originally it was just kind of we fell into that.
It'd be nice if they were
Good
just
question.
open to anything. No expectations would be ideal.
Okay.
Because that, it's tough when people expect things. But
It's always nice when people have a good time too. So it'd be nice if people walked away being like, "That was a great time."
it's interesting
really
because
nice-
Really nice time.
I think we'd like it if people danced to our music, and then it never really seems to happen. People who've seen us a lot, or
We'll do
our
it.
friends, always go to dance because they know that it's so important and we dance.
Yeah.
But people who just come to our show for the first time just stand there, and that's fine because everybody can have their own experience. But I think it'd be nice if more people dance. We make music to dance to. So.
And it always feels good when you're like dancing to music. I don't know.
to like trance out and just
Always
dance
feels
and
really
vibe,
good.
I think that is like when you if I think like people that have never seen us before and they come, they like don't know if they should dance. Like I'll see people and they'll be like, that was a really good show, and like they just wouldn't, they just would be in the distance. But like I think next time they come, they'll get
Yeah.
like, okay, it's kind of that vibe.
I also think too, because I don't know, we get classified in all these different genres of music, and I think so. Like if you have people coming from who are more like interested in seeing a rock band coming to our show, they will like it, but I think they are more interested in just standing there and watching and then taking it all in before. Like I don't know. I think it depends on what people came there for, like what type of music they were expecting to hear too. For me, it was Shania Twain.
I think Selena. No, Whitney Houston actually on cassette tape. Yeah, the bodyguard one.
I think mine was just the Run DMC beats, so that I could try to rap over it, like the karaoke Run DMC tapes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I couldn't remember if it was Aqua or Shania
Aqua.
Twain. It was one of the two.
Allie was a big Spice Girls fan.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I think like one of our favorite records that we play all the time is this like
DRC?
no, this like $2
DRC.
of this like
yeah.
Inca
Oh, yeah.
flute music.
So nice.
Yeah, it's like
So
it's like Inca mountain music from like like the cover of the album is like Machu Picchu or something, and it's yeah, it's just like a lot
Salvation
of
Army for
drumming and
$2.
pan flutes and stuff.
It's so good.
God,
We
it's so
can't get enough of it.
transformative. It's so important. Like I like bring it home, you know, to our parents' house for the holidays because it's just like you have to listen to it at least once a week. It's like really,
Yeah.
really.
And it's really
important.
grainy and scratched up, and we're like, if this album like deteriorates, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we found another one. We went and
I
not the
noticed
same
that
one, but
too.
it's
That's
Inca
actually
flute.
very
It's Inca flute
important,
music.
yeah.
Same like group though, isn't it?
No, but it's like
Oh, okay.
same culture.
And right now, I think just between all three of us, because we all have our own personal records, we've been listening to DRC a lot.
And Peaking Lights a lot.
Peaking
too.
Lights a lot. DRC is a collective from London, England. It's like Actress and Totally, Enormous Extinct Dinosaurs, all these DJs that sort of got together and they go to different countries.
No, they went to the Congo.
They went to the
DRC.
Congo in this one,
That's what
but
DRC
they have gone to different countries and that inspire their music. So they went to the Congo and worked with the people there and were like, you taught us about, you know, trance and minimal, and so here's our instruments. Let's record you, and they recorded it in 3 days, and it was a collaborative.
It's called like Kafta 2 or something.
It's amazing.
I don't know. It's an
incredible,
amazing
yeah.
record.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
I remember that
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
It was Backstreet Boys for me.
Amanda Marshall with my dad. I think I was 14.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think it was Radiohead, which is really funny.
Oh.
I think like
I
I remember going to that when I was like so young, and I was like into Radiohead, but somehow like I had a friend who had an older brother, and
Yeah.
they brought us along. And I remember being like way
They
too
weren't
young.
big then. They played at Centennial.
Yeah, they
Hall.
played in London,
Yeah.
so
Right, like really small place.
yeah, I was lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're so lucky. Michael Jara. We'd want to.
Oh yeah, the big
Yeah.
Michael Jara.
from Swans.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Bjork and Matthew Barney, her husband. He's an amazing
Yeah,
artist, filmmaker, creator.
Bjork would be an interesting dinner.
Bjork would be
Lou
amazing.
Reed.
Lou
Reed
Reed
would be pretty
cool.
cool.
I
Bowie.
think
I don't know, there's a lot.
Yeah,
I'd also really like to have dinner with Pina Bausch. She's a dancer. She's like a big influence for me. I don't know, just a performer. So
Yeah.
she'd be really great.
Were there any questions or tips or anything that you'd want to get from a particular person? Like, is there something that you'd ask them in particular? One of those people? Would you ask something to?
To Pina Bausch?
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many things I would ask her, but I can't think of it right now.
Okay.
Lars von Trier would be interesting to have
Oh,
dinner with,
yeah,
actually.
totally.
And
I think
but
it'd just be
you'd
fun
ask
to
him
get
so
drunk
many questions.
and just see where that goes.
Yeah.
I think like some of those people, like maybe it's because I like put them on a pedestal, but I feel like it would be more like a telepathic conversation because like they're so far out and just so they just know their creative
Yeah.
self so much. I think that like you wouldn't talk, you just like want to sit in their vibe and like or Marina Abramovic, you know, like having
Yeah.
dinner with someone like that, you just kind of like look into their eyes and like get it, like give it to me.
I think the
wanna
most
feel it.
fascinating thing about having dinner with like all the people we just mentioned would just be like just seeing like what gets them, you know, like what in like I don't know, like this sounds so cheesy, but like what inspires them. But it's so I don't know, it's just like such an interesting thing when people find inspiration in like all different things, but
Yeah.
they're like so insane. So
Like Werner Herzog would be like tripped out with this tree right now. He'd be like, "Oh, look at the bark," you
Yeah,
know, and it'd be like, "Sweet, I'd want to spend an hour like looking at
Yeah.
bark,
bark
with him.
for sure, yeah.
What does
so
he
I-
see in the bark that
I
I'm
think
not
it would
seeing
just be
in the
like
bark?
what gets
So much.
them would just be the most interesting thing. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted to be a performer.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a ballerina.
I think kind of like, cause you know, like our dad was always a musician, so we'd come like like we'd have memories of going to his shows. So like I think kind of like that was like seeing your dad play music is like something you'd be like cool. Like
We were all in theater too as a young age.
Cool.
Yeah, I can see you guys actually doing what you want
Yeah.
and being productive.
Yeah.
I think our parents are happy that we're working together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Can you remember anyone?
This one right now.
There was a question yesterday that he asked was if there was any album that we could like
Remake.
from start to finish, what would it be? And we were all pretty stuck on that one. It was a really good question.
Okay. Cool.
Fun one too. There's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Other than that, I can't really. This is a good one. Good question.
You
To
think
try listening to it differently, I guess, is the number one thing. Like I think it's certainly like not ADD music. You know, our songs are like 8 minutes long, and you know I know they're like it takes some patience, but I think that's what we're trying to do is like just be like maybe just try to listen to music a bit differently than you would a normal 5 minute pop song with like not that that's bad. It's just I think we're trying to do like go against that formula, so it could be a little like turned offish a bit. But I think if you just kind of just be patient with us,
Okay.
Yeah, be patient. That's good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Thank
Did you
you
have
so
anything
much.
anything else you want to say to anybody out there?
Happy Father's
Jesus.
Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy
It is Father's
Father's
Day.
Day,
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yes,
Thank
I
you
really
so
appreciate your
much.
time. That was fun. I enjoyed
Thanks.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.